a place in her life where peace is a priority and negativity cannot exist. She's no longer matching energy. She's simply removing herself from any situation that doesn't vibrate her soul. So if you start moving funny, she's moving on.
What's up, my Vina loves? This is Vina D coming to you all from Vina News. She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
To my supporters, I don't want you all to think that I do not care and I've neglected you all and my channel and all of that. I do care. It's just that majority of the things that are happening as it relates to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I've already talked about it. I've already said they were going to happen. Even though, yes, it's hot topic and it makes sense to be like, I told you so, and still do an updated video. The reason why I don't run or rush to do the videos is because I'd be like, well, I've already said all of this. That's why majority of my videos, you see me always running back clips and evidence of things because I have already talked about all of these things and said exactly what was going to happen. And that's the reason why when I do videos like, oh, Kenya Moore is always vindicated, it's because in those videos when we were talking about what was going to happen and about to happen, it ended up happening. Of course, majority of you wanted me to talk about the newbie who came for Kenya Moore suing Bravo, okay? I didn't rush to talk about it because I said it wasn't going to end well for Bravo. I said in the very beginning, and I was right. Their extreme hate for Kenya Moore led them down this road, and it backfired. The moment that lady said, I have a gun for B words like you, like I was saying at the very beginning when everyone was dragging Kenya and Kenya this, Kenya that, I was saying over and over again, that didn't randomly happen. I said exactly what she said to Kenya in every single video. And then the episode aired and people were like, oh, she said that? She did that? Oh, okay, now Kenya Moore is justified. But when I was saying that in my videos in the beginning that it didn't come out of nowhere, she threatened Kenya, it was like, oh yeah, whatever she said, it didn't matter, Kenya took it too far. Until people saw the episode and then had the reaction. But it wasn't a huge reaction for me because I already talked about it before the season even started or the episode came on. So if Bravo didn't hate Kenya Moore so much, the moment that lady said, gun, fired, done, out of here, what are you talking about? And I'm not talking about she made a comment, far away from Kenya, laughing, joking around in the comfort of her home. The moment she said that word in the presence of Kenya Moore and in the presence of other people while she was highly upset, that's a threat. And I know that once again, here we go, I've been bringing this up in all of my videos, and that's the reason why I didn't rush to do the video because I already talked about this. Let's bring it back. Drew and Fatum. I've always brought them up. I know Fatum be all in these pictures with Candy and Todd. Now y'all started some rumors about, she's there. Let me stop. But yes, Fatum. Okay, so I get it. She was a friend. She didn't have a peach, but she was front and center in those episodes. Okay, but then she made Drew feel uncomfortable. She went ahead and did a background check, whether it was a storyline or not. She brought the documents and all of that. Then she jokingly, as I've said in every other video, you all have heard this story before. They were in the cabin. She was bored. They were on a cast trip. And she, like, okay, let's have fun. We're girls. We're over here. It's boring. She went ahead and hid Drew's purse. Okay? That was it. Okay, that was it. She hid her purse. She's going to come looking for it. I'm going to sit here quiet, laughing while she's in a panic looking for it. She took that would be a funny kiki moment. However, Drew went to production allegedly and said she now stole my property. First, she does a background check on me, and now she's stealing my property. I don't know what she could have done with my purse. She could have gone through my purse. There's a number of things she could have done. That's my personal property. Now she's taking it too far. She's crossing the line. She's making me uncomfortable. And after that, we never saw Fatum again. So you can fire someone allegedly over a purse. You can remove an entire episode.
Things have been repeated by Kenya on various outlets where they say there is a scene that was deleted, edited out, or not aired on Bravo because I asked for it to be taken out. Right? Now, we know that a lot of housewives, they have power over the years and they may be able to go and ask the heads to take something out, right? It is what it is. I have worked very hard to get to where I am in life. I've worked very hard on this show. And if I've gotten to a place where I can call the execs up, and get something taken out, so be it, right? And get something taken out, so be it, right? And get something taken out, so be it, right? However, in this particular situation, the way that Kenya is putting it out there that I asked the Bravo execs to not play a scene.
And Portia was saying, play a scene before it cut off.
So therefore, I did not want that to be on the show. So therefore, I did not want that to be on the show. So therefore, I did not want that to be on the show. Whether it was true or not, whether it was a misunderstanding or not, whether I was right or wrong. Instead, we're on there arguing about what Candy did or what Portia didn't do or what Nene didn't do. Okay? So I went to Bravo. They decided after I explained everything to them that they've agreed, you know what? I don't think that will be a good look. That is not the purpose we want in showing the Black experience and what you guys are going through with Black Lives Matter. So they decided that they did not want to air that, period. And it was done. After that scene, I text Candy. Be arguing on the more continues to go on every platform out. And the Bravo is telling her, do not talk about this. And the Bravo is telling her, do not talk about this. And the Bravo is telling her, do not talk about this. And she's using it to say, Portia's trying to silence me from talking about a scene she had deleted. Even if it could have been cleared up, I just didn't like the way it was going to come off. Because you know, I don't have power over editing. Nobody does. So at the end of the day, if they decide to chop it up or maybe it just didn't show right, and I didn't want the narrative to be out there that Black women on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, instead of being responsible, doing something for the community and being effective, instead we're on there arguing about what Candy did or what Portia didn't do or what Nene didn't do. Okay? So I went to Bravo. They decided after I explained everything to them that they've agreed, you know what? I don't think that will be a good look. That is not the purpose we want in showing the Black experience and what you guys are going through with Black Lives Matter. So they decided that they did not want to air that, period. And it was done.
So when I do videos talking about Kenya Moore is always vindicated, this is what I mean. Because Portia Williams contradicted herself so many times in her Instagram live back then and basically confirm everything Kenya Moore said. How can you say Kenya Moore is going around saying that I'm trying to silence her, but yet Bravo told her to stop talking about this after I, meaning you, Portia, went to Bravo and told them to remove the scene? You know what I'm saying? Because you felt like regardless of how it was going to be edited, it was still going to be misinterpreted. And because you've been on the show for a long time and you've paid your dues, so you have the power to go up there and say, hey, remove something. So regardless of, I didn't want black women on there arguing. The only problem that I had with that, if that was the case, why was it okay for Bravo to say, we do not want this to be the black experience, according to you, and completely remove everything that had to do with you coming off as not being genuine? Because why are you questioning allegedly anything Candy is trying to do? Because if it's genuine, you will support it and be happy. As long as we're coming together and everyone is doing something to help, I'm down. So Candy, if you want to step in here and do this, I'm here to support you, sister. So when you had that reaction, allegedly, of course, I'm going to question your activism. Because if your activism is real, then you shouldn't be over here having any type of conversation with Candy. And if it wasn't that bad, then you wouldn't have gone to Bravo to beg them to delete it. So the issue is, it was okay for Bravo to completely erase anything that would have made the public question your activism. But how convenient that they left Kenya Moore's scene questioning your activism. And you knew that, but yet you still came to social media pretending and making it seem like, here I am, a black woman out here getting arrested once again and trying to make a change, while Kenya Moore, another black woman, is questioning my activism, and I haven't seen her not once out here protesting or anything. Knowing that Bravo had deleted your scene and left Kenya Moore's scene in, and you knew exactly why she had that reaction. Why would she have a scene sitting down with Candy having a conversation about your activism? Because it just happened between you and Candy. And you could see Candy was uncomfortable in that scene. So my point is, it was never about the black collective and black women. They hate Kenya Moore guts so much, but are aware that she's good for the show and ratings, gold, and all of that. So hey, if she's helping in this department, we will continue to cut her check. They hate that woman so much that it was okay to leave her out there hanging dry for social media to drag her and almost cancel her. In that moment, you see black people dying, black men losing their lives, innocent black men and women losing their lives, and there's a black woman over here questioning another black woman activist. That was so disgusting and wrong of Bravo. But once again, like I said, they hate her so much that they did that. And Portia Williams, another black woman, sat on the sidelines and supported what they did, and then added to it, pretending like Kenya Moore just randomly started to question her activism and all of that. And the reason why Bravo and you, Portia, wanted to silence her is because of this right here. And then you came online and confirmed everything she said. Every single thing. And even after all of that, Kenya came back on the show and still showed Portia grace. Kenya is not a saint. Don't get me wrong. But hey, this is my moment to drag you. Because how dare you join the other people to tarnish my reputation and character, but you ended up getting engaged to a man who was still married and I was allegedly cheating with him. Okay? And all of that. But Kenya showed her grace. Took pictures with her, said we're going to be positive this season. You know, let's move on. In a moment, she realized I no longer need Kenya Moore. And now I have to switch my focus somewhere else in order, you know, to have a storyline. Not only was the Revenge P accusations already terrible, but then Portia came online and added that Kenya showed the lady images when she was underage. Yep, Portia Williams did that. Just for the clown, the witch, oops, I meant the newbie that came for Kenya Moore to say, That's not even her in the pictures and all of that. Yeah, she put that in whatever alleged lawsuit that she have against Bravo. So you went to that length to attempt to destroy Kenya again after everything? So my point, this is about Bravo and not about Portia, but I'm just showing you all the favoritism and how much they hate Kenya. Let's get back to what I was initially talking about, Fatum getting fired and Portia basically having the power to delete scenes, but then Kenya Moore gets threatened with a gun and that nothing is done about it. Okay? Once again, Drew can get someone fired allegedly all because they jokingly took her purse. But someone can threaten Kenya Moore's life, and I guess her black life doesn't matter to Bravo or to any of them over there, and it could be overlooked. Had they fired her on the spot, it wouldn't have escalated to where now she's filing a lawsuit against Bravo. So that's what Bravo gets. Okay, oh, Bravo kept her around because of what Kenya did, and they were trying to soften the blow, and they were trying to prevent a lawsuit. My point, it wouldn't have gotten to where Kenya Moore felt like she had to put her in her place had she gotten fired right there on the spot when she said gun. My point. Then the hair spa moment wouldn't have happened because she's not here anymore, so we don't care. And outside of that, she's been a huge disappointment, not because I'm watching the season, but based on social media reaction from the clips and things that I see online, they want her out of here. So y'all did all of that, bend over backwards to protect someone and ignore a woman who's giving you all over a decade of her time, blood, sweat, and tears, and loyalty between Nene Leakes and this newbie. Kenya Moore actually have a case if she was to go and file a lawsuit, because we have seen it day as day of how they treat her. They are so disgusting towards her. And even after everything, you still see and hear Kenya in interviews talking about, I'm looking forward to working with Bravo soon. Talking about, I don't have no issues with Andy or the network, I'm still employed with Bravo. They're still cutting my check. Actually, Andy checked on me. Regardless of anything, she is not out here trying to destroy them. She knows how to be transparent and say, hey, what you did was and is wrong without taking it too far. She's able to call the network out and say, hey, y'all doing me dirty with these edits because that's not what happened, because it's the truth, and still keep her job. So Bravo deserves 100% whatever it is that's going on over there. And like I've been saying over and over again, Bravo did not want and do not want an all-black cast, whether it's Married to Medicine, the Real Housewives of Potomac, or the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They do not want an all-black cast to be the #1 show. And these women are too dumb to realize that, and they sit back and destroy each other and also allow Bravo to sabotage their #1 show, which was once the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, is this newbie going to get this money? I doubt it. My point is, had they jumped into action right away and did the right thing, it wouldn't have gotten this far. If that had happened to Portia or anybody else, she would have been fired on the spot. But like I said, Kenya Moore life doesn't matter to Bravo. People can physically assault her, lie on her, do whatever, and they are allowed to just move on. And like I've said in every other video as well, had Phaedra Parks did to Kenya what she did to Candy Burrs, she wouldn't have gotten fired. She would have stayed on the show. People would have said, oh, just let it go. So what? She lied. And Bravo would have then orchestrated a sit down with Kenya and Phaedra and make it look like it's Kenya's fault that Phaedra went that far because it was Candy, and Candy put her foot down. And Candy said, you know what? I'm not going to sue the network, but these are the things that need to happen in order for me to not sue the network, allegedly. And we saw how that... And of course, there's more I could have said, but we'll be here all day. So that's my whole take on it, okay? Bravo deserve everything that they're getting from this newbie because, like I said, had they fired her right there on the spot, it wouldn't have gotten that far. And for those of you who are new here, the reason why I'm not spending too much time on the whole other topic, I've talked about all of these things extensively. You can go to the RHOA playlist and watch those videos. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.